Welcome to VSOW. Today, our deep dive focuses on these pretty seismic shifts happening in the digital landscape.
Yeah, huge shifts.
We're talking about the decline of free visibility,
Yes.
organic reach, and how the whole idea of internet fame, of going viral, has really changed.
It has.
We've gathered some sources looking at the reality behind virality now and the hard numbers that show this pay-to-play model really dominating social media in 2025.
Right. Our mission today, really, is to cut through all that noise.
Yeah.
We want to figure out why creating content feels so much harder now, whether you're, a solo creator or a big company.
Exactly.
And crucially, what strategic moves you actually need to make now so your message, your content, actually gets seen by people.
Okay.
We'll connect that cultural shift, the move away from what some call the internet monoculture, to the cold, hard stats on organic reach, because that's where you really see what's going on.
Okay, let's definitely unpack this. I think we need to start with how the very idea of viral isn't what it used to be.
Not at all.
If you think back maybe a decade ago, virality was, well, one source called it universal instant global culture.
That's a great phrase for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were the classics, right? Shared moments, like remember Chewbacca Mom?
Oh, absolutely. 2016, just pure joy in a mass.
Pure accidental fame. Or that massive global argument over the dress. Was it blue and black or white and gold?
Don't start. But yeah, the entire internet seemed to be talking about the same pretty low stakes thing for days.
Exactly. That massive shared experience that defined the internet monoculture.
But you just don't see those huge attention-grabbing events nearly as often now. So why? Why did we move away from that shared culture online?
Well, the main reason is how the platforms themselves started working differently.
Right.
You saw the rise of these algorithmically driven platforms, TikTok being the big one.
Right.
And they prioritize showing you content that's hyper-tailored just for you.
Right.
Your feed is completely unique.
So no more everyone seeing the same chronological timeline.
Pretty much gone. And when everyone's seeing a totally different version of the internet based on their own clicks and likes, you just don't get those massive shared cultural moments forming in the same way.
It fractured things.
Completely fractured the attention economy.
So if chasing that huge global viral hit is kind of a flawed idea now, what's the replacement? What should people aim for?
The new goal, especially if you're a marketer or a creator trying to build something, is what we're calling micro-virality.
Micro-virality.
Yeah, so it means your content isn't trying to spread across the entire internet. Instead, the goal is for it to spread really intensely, but within smaller, specific groups.
Like a niche community.
Exactly. Maybe 10,000, maybe 100,000
Yeah.
highly engaged followers or people within a specific subculture. Relevance over massive reach.
That makes sense. You see that with things like hashtag makeup talk, right?
Mhm.
Very specific, very engaged.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Or, B2B industry groups focused on very particular topics. Deep relevance, community impact. That's the key now.
Okay, this is where our sources pointed out something really interesting, kind of a paradox.
Uh-huh.
Even though content creation is getting more professional, more money is being spent, high production, super polished videos are actually underperforming. Why would the algorithms prefer raw, sort of low-polished stuff?
It's fascinating, isn't it? It seems to be this cultural reaction against anything that feels too slick, too packaged.
Like it's not real.
Exactly. High production value often comes across as overly scripted or distant. It doesn't feel like the viewer's reality, and that blocks the connection people are actually looking for online now.
And the data backs this up.
It does. The data shows that authentic feeling videos, the raw ones, they forge a better connection, they evoke stronger emotions, laughter, empathy, and that drives more engagement, more shares.
Right, and platforms like TikTok or Instagram stories, they're built for that kind of short, engaging, maybe slightly messy content anyway. High production takes time, costs money.
And often gets delayed,
Hmm.
while the platform rewards speed and well-perceived honesty.
So, counterintuitively, spending a ton on polish might actually give you a worse return than something quick and relatable.
That's what the evidence suggests. The goal seems to be looking professional enough, but without looking like it was professionally produced. It's a tricky balance.
I think one of the sources mentioned a specific platform, Shoutout, that's trying to help companies walk that line.
Yes, Shoutout is a really good example of businesses adapting. It's basically designed to help brands mix their corporate messaging with that authentic, user-generated feel.
How does it work?
It streamlines it. They use customizable templates, but the actual content is often recorded easily by employees or customers on their smartphones. So you get brand consistency, but also that raw, authentic vibe audiences seem to want.
Okay, so it sounds like the platforms are kind of pushing creators towards low-cost, authentic stuff, partly because it's efficient, maybe gives creators a better ROI on their time.
Could be part of it.
But maybe that efficiency is needed because the cost of actually getting seen, the distribution cost, has gone through the roof. Which brings us to the pay-to-play reality.
You absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
This shift, it wasn't just an accident of too much content, though saturation is definitely a
That's
factor.
deliberate.
It's deliberate. The cold, hard reality, which our sources detail pretty clearly, is that these platforms are under immense pressure to monetize. Shareholders demand it.
Right.
And throttling organic reach, making it harder for your followers to see your stuff for free, that's the main lever they pull. It ensures that if you want reliable, predictable visibility, you have to pay the toll.
That's the core strategic point here. Okay, let's get into the numbers, the hard data showing just how much organic reach has dropped by 2025.
Yeah, this is where it gets pretty sobering for anyone relying on free reach. Organic reach rates, that's the percentage of your own followers who see a post without you paying. They're basically stuck in the low single digits now.
Single digits, wow.
Pretty much across the board. On Facebook, the average reach is hovering around 5.9% per post. Some studies we saw put it even lower, like 2.6% back in 2024.
So maybe 1 in 20 of your followers sees an update.
If you're lucky. And like the sources emphasize, the size of your follower count, it no longer determines your content's potential reach. Having 1 million followers doesn't mean 1 million people see your post. Not even close.
That really changes the game. I mean, if the platforms are basically designed not to show content to people who explicitly ask for it by following, what's the point of putting all that effort into just organic growth anymore? Is the follow button kind of becoming irrelevant for businesses?
For a business trying to reach customers reliably, yes. Almost. Look at Instagram. Reach there's about 7.6% per post now, and that's down 18% just from the previous year.
An 18% drop year over year. Ouch.
Yeah, and X, formerly Twitter. The numbers are even lower, maybe around 3%. For businesses, organic reach on most major platforms is now a single-digit game. It's a gamble. It's not a reliable strategy.
But you mentioned LinkedIn as maybe being a bit different, an outlier.
It is, but with a really important catch. LinkedIn is the exception if you're talking about personal profiles.
Ah, individuals.
Right. Individuals sharing strong, valuable professional content can still get pretty decent reach, sometimes 20%, maybe even 30%. But official LinkedIn company pages, they struggle just as much as on other platforms. Their posts might only make up 2% of what people see in their feeds.
So LinkedIn rewards the person, the expert, not necessarily the brand page.
That seems to be the dynamic. It rewards the individual, not the institution.
Okay, so taking all this together, the fractured attention, the rock-bottom organic reach, what does this mean for that creator who's still dreaming of that one massive viral hit? Is it even worth chasing?
Well, the sources suggest that while, yeah, the dopamine hit of going viral is real,
Sure.
the idea that it's going to suddenly change your life is, for most people, an illusion.
Why is that?
We looked at discussions from creators themselves, places like Reddit, and the consistent feeling is going viral is usually just a fleeting moment. It's not life-changing financially or status-wise, because the audience that engages with that one viral piece, they're almost never your ideal client or long-term fan. They like one funny video, one relatable moment, but they don't necessarily care about your product, your service, your ongoing work.
But what about those examples like Chewbacca Mom? Didn't that change her life? Why are you saying chasing that lightning strike is flawed?
Because it's lightning. It's inconsistent, unpredictable, and honestly, most creators aren't actually set up to capitalize on it, even if it does strike.
What do you mean not set up?
Well, one person on Reddit mentioned their content went viral, ended up on ESPN social media, huge exposure rate.
Yeah, sounds amazing.
But they said it was great for about 2 days, and then nothing. They had no system, no plan in place to capture that sudden flood of attention, to convert it into followers or subscribers or customers. The moment just evaporated.
Yeah, okay.
Now, a virality can be beneficial, absolutely, but usually only if the creator is already set up to gain from it. Think of a singer whose song blows up on TikTok. They likely already have a record label, distribution, a way to sell albums or concert tickets immediately. They have the system ready. But for most businesses or individual creators, the focus probably shouldn't be chasing that lottery ticket.
So what should the focus be?
Building credibility, providing real, consistent value over time, not just prioritizing shallow entertainment hoping for a fluke, but actually delivering substance that builds a real audience, even if it's smaller.
Okay, that makes sense. So, given all these hurdles, the fractured web, dismal organic reach, the risks of chasing virality, how are the businesses that are succeeding actually adapting? Where are they putting their energy and money?
The sources point very clearly in one direction. Paid social media advertising. That's becoming the central engine for growth.
So, just embracing the pay-to-play model.
Yeah, essentially, yes. Because paid social offers critical advantages in this 2025 landscape that organic just can't match anymore. First off, you get guaranteed reach.
No more gambling.
Exactly. You pay for placement, you control how many eyeballs see your message, you know it will be delivered to the audience you specified. It eliminates the organic guesswork.
And crucially, that audience doesn't just have to be people who already follow you. Follower count matters less.
Absolutely. Critical point. Paid social gives you precise targeting. You can reach completely new people, potential customers who've never heard of you, using incredibly detailed criteria. Demographics, interests, job titles, online behavior, even retargeting people who visited your website.
Stuff you just can't do reliably with organic.
Not at scale.
Yeah.
And that leads to the third big benefit, scalability. Once you find an ad, a campaign, that actually works, that converts, you could just turn up the budget.
And get predictable results.
Predictable results.
Hmm.
More budget equals more reach, more leads, more sales reliably. That's gold for any business needing to plan and grow.
And I guess paid can also give a boost to your best organic stuff.
Yeah, it's the amplification engine. Paid promotion can supercharge your best organic content. Let's say you have an amazing customer testimonial video that really resonates with the few followers who saw it.
Okay.
You turn that into a paid ad. Now you can show that powerful, authentic piece to tens of thousands of people who fit your exact target customer profile. Paid takes your proven winners and gives them the guaranteed distribution they deserve.
But hang on, even if you're paying, you can't just promote garbage, right? The content itself still has to be good.
Oh, absolutely critical. You can't just pay to make bad content work. Quality is paramount.
Right.
And you still see organic successes, right? People like Roger Wakefield, the plumber, or Miles Laughlin, the pool guy.
Yeah, they build huge followings.
They did, but how? By creating extraordinary, really specific, really consistent content that completely dominate the search results and feeds within their very specific niches. They became master content creators first.
Which takes a massive amount of effort.
Relentless focus. And for the average business trying to juggle everything else, maintaining that level of output is often unsustainable without some help.
Yeah.
Which is where AI comes into the strategy now.
Right. Generative AI. How does that fit into this paid social first approach?
It's becoming essential, really, for efficiency and sheer volume. Generative AI tools help marketers get past creative roadblocks, sure, but more importantly, they help produce personalized, high-quality content variations very, very quickly.
Speeding things up.
Massively. One source mentioned AI cutting content production time by up to 85%. And since winning with paid social often means testing lots of different ad creatives, lots of targeted messages, AI provides the necessary speed and scale to feed that machine effectively. It's almost becoming a requirement.
Wow. Okay, so this whole deep dive, it really paints a picture of a fundamentally changed game.
Completely.
The internet used to sometimes reward just like accidental fame or patiently building an audience over time. Now it seems like it rewards calculated strategy and nonstop content creation and, crucially, paying for promotion.
That's the reality, which interestingly raises a pretty big question one of our sources brought up.
Yeah.
If these platforms are no longer primarily about reliably connecting you with your existing network, your followers,
Yeah.
and if success hinges more on these transactional engagements, paying for reach, is social media even the right term anymore?
Huh. What's the alternative?
Well, this person suggested, maybe it's just media now, like television or radio, but interactive and targeted. A paid distribution channel.
That is a compelling thought to end on. Is the social part fading away? Definitely something to think about.
For sure.
As always, we thrive on your curiosity. If you've got a stack of articles, research, anything you think we should tackle, please send it our way. And if you found this discussion valuable, please take a moment to subscribe, like, and maybe drop a comment sharing your own thoughts on all this.
We'd love to hear them.
Until the next deep dive, thank you for listening to VSOW.